What's up? It's Paul from Guitar World, and today I'm going to show you how to build a pedal board. One just like this. Or if that's not enough for you, a large one, just like this. Now I know what you're thinking, come on Paul, there are tons of videos out there that show you how to build a pedal board. I know that. But the truth is, they're either A, boring.
Velcro was invented in 1948.
Or B, incredibly complicated.
And then what happens is I bypass 1 into 2 into 3 where the other delays are, and the point being that I found a way to bypass everything.
And that's why I'm going to make this demonstration on how to build a pedal board quick, easy, and fun. Now there are many ways to build a pedal board. You can quite literally build your own pedal board. Mom, do we have a hammer? Or you can have your pedal board custom built for you. All right, all right, all right. But come to think of it, that would be very expensive. But for this video, I will be using pedal train pedal boards, which I find to be an easy and an affordable way to set up your pedal board. Pedal train comes in a variety of sizes, from very small to medium to even somewhat large, and everything in between. For this video, I'll be using a large pedal board because of the amount of pedals I have. Next step is cabling. Now there are many cabling options. George L's comes to mind, but for this demonstration, I prefer Planet Wave's Cable Station Pedal Board Cable Kit. It comes with everything you need to assemble cable, cut it to the right length, and it's a solderless system. Making a cable with Planet Wave's Cable Station is extremely easy. First thing you're going to want to do is, using the mini cable cutter, which is included, select the desired length from the instrument cable, thread it through the mini cable cutter, and snap it cleanly. Next up, with the right angle plug, simply loosen the screw. So now that the set screw is loose, simply push the cable into the plug, and using a twisting action in a clockwise motion, simply twist it in until you seat the cable, and you can feel it getting seated. Then take the set screw and screw it in until it firmly holds the cable. Repeat the same step for the other end of the cable. Just like cabling, you have many options for power. For this demonstration, I prefer Visual Sound's one-spot system. It's an efficient, reliable, and noise-free solution to power all your pedals. And as you can see, with the many multi-plugs and converters, you can power just about every pedal that's available. Certain pedals draw a lot of current, and for that I will need an isolated power supply, because not all pedals draw on 9 volts of power. Sometimes I'll need to select between 18 or 12 volts, and what I have here is the T-Rex Fuel Tank Goliath, which is perfect for me to select that kind of power. And for this demonstration, I'll be using that along with the one spot to power certain pedals that draw a lot of current. Next up, we're going to put the pedals on the board, and we know they ain't going to stick by themselves, therefore we're going to use Velcro. Velcro comes in 2 parts, hook and loop. I prefer putting the loop part on the pedal board and using the hook part on the pedal. So simply cut your desired length, peel off the backing, and firmly apply to the pedal board. Do the same for each rail. Now, using the hook part of the Velcro, we're going to attach it to the back of a pedal. Now there are 2 modes of thought here. We can simply just use the whole bit of Velcro to cover the whole pedal, which I like, or you can cut between for each rail depending where the pedal is going to sit. Keep in mind, some pedals have rubber feet, and when you're doing something like this, you may want to remove the rubber feet to keep as flat of a surface as possible. Before we wire up and power our pedals, what you're going to want to do is place the pedals on the board and figure out the most logical way of where you want the pedals to be. Obviously, the pedals that you use the most should be closest to your feet, and the pedals that sometimes you leave on or occasionally turn on and off should be towards the back, so that you're not constantly tripping over the pedals. And then from there, we can figure out the cable links that we'll be able to assemble between each pedal. Now, by laying all these pedals out, I'm able to see the length of cable I need to cut between the ins and the outs of each pedal and the way I need to power everything. So now let's make sense of the order of my pedals. Beginning with the whammy, my guitar goes into the whammy, then into my tuner, then into my compressor, then into my phaser, then into my chorus, which is before the distortions.
I wouldn't do that.
Wait a minute, you're right. I should put the chorus after the distortions because it'll make my chorus sound cleaner. Thanks, Nick Mars from Motley Crue.
Anytime, Paul.
Scratch that. Phaser into pitch bay, into the Echoplex, into my tube screamer, overdrive, distortion, boost, into my ditto looper, from the ditto looper into the chorus, then into my timeline delay and my big sky reverb, from my reverb into my tremolo pedal and out to my amp. Now let's wire up the pedal board. I'm going to show you a real quick tip. The best thing I like to do is to run my cable underneath the pedal board from the ins to the outs to keep it clean. Now that you see I've patched everything up and you can see how clean everything is going underneath, I'm going to power the pedals with the isolated fuel tank, powering the Big Sky, Timeline Ditto, and Whammy, and using the same idea going underneath. Last but not least, I'm going to power up the remaining pedals with the Visual Sound 1 spot using an 8 multi-plug and a combination with a 5 multi-plug from Visual Sound to power up the remaining pedals. Because of all the moving parts of connecting and wiring up your pedal board, things move. So to firmly seat your pedals, once everything is done and in place, a simple wiggle on each pedal firmly seats it into the Velcro. Now that you've seen me build a larger, more complex pedal board, what I have here is a simpler, more common pedal board for guitarists. Let me show you the signal path of this one. So basically from my guitar, I go into my wah pedal, into my tuner, into the Univibe, into this fuzz pedal, into another fuzz pedal, into my overdrive, into my boost pedal, then from the boost pedal into a phaser, then into an echo pedal, and then into another analog echo pedal, and out to my amp. And all of this is powered simply by just one Visual Sound 1 spot. Congratulations, you've graduated from pedal boarding school. Now before I hand you your diploma, let's make sure this thing actually works. And for that, I'll be using this Washburn custom model so you can hear what this thing sounds like. So good luck and make a lot of pedal boards.